Good afternoon, students. Welcome to the 38th lecture of fluid mechanics subject. So, in the last class, we have discussed about laminar flow problems related to the Hagen-Poiseuille formula. We have solved a number of different problems, and today we will discuss about the other derivation in the laminar flow, that is parallel plates. Laminar flow in the parallel plates. So we will see how the viscous fluids are flowing in between the two parallel plates of a pipe, and what are the velocity gradients and what are the power required for this parallel plate problems. Later we'll discuss about the other new topic, that is major losses and minor losses in the pipes. Now we'll start the class. So we are at this point, flow between the parallel plates, right? So we are at this point. Now coming to the formulas, of this one. So we have already solved the problem 2. The points 2 we have already solved up to here, right? So we have discussed the problems related to up to this formula, right? Now today we'll discuss about the viscous flow between the two parallel plates. So for this, the velocity distribution formula is U is equals to minus 1 by 2 mu dou p by dou x ty minus y square. Coming to the average velocity, average maximum ratio to the maximum velocity to the average velocity, U max by U is equals to 1.5. Next, loss of pressure head, HF is equals to 12 mu into U dash capital L divided by rho into G into T into square. Then shear stress distribution tau is equals to this one. Now coming to the notations, small t is equals to thickness or distance between the two plates. Y is equals to distance in the vertical direction from the lower plate. Distance from the vertical direction from the lower plate. Tau is equals to shear stress at any point in the flow. Shear stress at any point in the flow. So these are the topics. These are the derivation that we will discuss in this class and the problems associated with this parallel flow problem. Next one, the flow of viscous between the two parallel plates. So coming to the derivation of this one, we have already discussed by taking these two parallel plates. This is one parallel plate, this is other parallel plate. So the flow of direction of the viscous flow is in this direction. So we are taking a small element ABCD where the flow is this side, that is P into delta x1. Here P plus dou P by dou x delta x dy into 1. So here the tau is in this direction, tau into delta x into 1. Here tau plus dou t by change in the direction dy dx into 1. So like this. So this is the distance in front view, there is a distance in the top view. The y is a point at any point from the plate. So like this, we have already discussed this type of derivation in earlier class. So with that figure, so we are taking the pressure force E into delta y into 1 on face AB. So if you see the figure AB, this one AB. So we are having the pressure force is this one. The pressure force is this one. Next, the pressure force on the CD. CD means opposite side, this one. AB, CD. So here CD is P plus dou P by dou x delta x into delta y into 1. So మనకు only ఈ ప్లేస్ లోపల ఇది separate గా యాడ్ అయ్యింది, right? Next, the shear force on BC is tau into delta x into 1. So see here the shear force on BC, that is this BC, the shear force is tau into delta x into 1. Next, the shear force at this point is tau plus dou t by dou y into delta y, delta x into 1, that is for face AD. Now taking these four expressions into consideration, for uniform and steady flow, there is no acceleration. For steady and uniform flow, acceleration generally is 0. There is no acceleration, and hence the resultant force in the distribution is flow is 0. So with this sentence, we will form the framing of the expressions. Therefore, the pressure velocity on AB. So this is at AB, right? AB minus CD minus BC. AB minus CD minus BC plus AD is equals to 0. Therefore, upon solving this one, so we are getting minus dou p by dou x delta x delta y plus dou t by dou x delta x delta y is equal to 0. Then by dividing with this delta x into delta y with this one, so this one get cancelled, this one get cancelled. We are getting dou p by dou x plus dou t by dou y is equals to 0, or else dou p by dou x is equal to dou t by dou y, right? So this is expression. Now with this expression, we will derive the formula for the velocity distribution. So coming to the velocity distribution, to obtain the velocity distribution across the section, the value of the shear stress, we know the tau is equals to mu into du by dy. From the Newton's laws of viscosity, for laminar flow, for this expression 9.7, we are writing as, so E expression law, this expression, right? In this expression, substitute this value. Therefore, dou p by dou x is equals to dou of dou y u du by dy. So if dou t plus t substitute cheste, we are getting u into dou square mu u by dy square. Next, therefore, dou square u by dou y square is equals to 1 by mu dou p by dou x. Now integrating this one with respect to this equation with respect to 1. So integration this one with respect to y, we get dou u by dou y is equals to 1 by mu dou p by dou x y plus c1. Therefore, integrating again with y, we are getting u is equals to 1 by mu dou p by dou x y square by 2 plus c1y plus c2, that is 9.8. Where c1 and c2 are the constants of integration. Their values are obtained from the two boundary conditions, that is y is equals to 0, u is equals to 0, at y is equals to t and u is equal. There are two conditions. One condition is that y is equal to 0, other condition is that y is equal to t. Therefore, substituting these values, y is equals to 0, u is equals to 0 from this one. So the substitution, after substitution for first case, this one is 0. Substitution for the second case, y is equal to t and u is equals to 0. Substituting this value in this 9.8, we are getting this one. Upon simplification, the velocity distribution formula, this one. The velocity distribution formula, this is, we will derive u of minus 1 by 2 mu dou p by dou x dy by minus y square. So these are the formulas related to the parallel plate problems. So with these formulas, now we'll start doing the problems. Okay. So coming to the next problem, coming to the problems of parallel plates, calculate the pressure gradient along the flow, the average velocity, and the discharge for an oil of viscosity 0.02. So whenever you are getting the problems instead of water, other fluids, simply take it as laminar flows. Okay, laminar viscosity 0.02, flowing between the two stationary parallel plates, 1 meter wide. Therefore, T is equals to 1 meter. Okay, that is 1 meter wide. Parallel plates 1 meter wide, maintained at 10 mm apart. So the stationary plates are maintained at how many distance? Thickness is 10 mm apart. The velocity midway between the plates is 2 meters per second. So parallel plates and manaku vachindi kabatti we have to assume that we have to take the formulas of parallel plates. Now, you see now the given data. First, write the given data. What the viscosity given? The viscosity given is mu is equals to 0.0 Newton per sm square. So meter square lo kabatti, so there is no change. Then what is the width of the plate given? The width of the plate is 1 meter. Then the distance between the plate is T is equals to 10 mm. Convert into meter, that is 0.1 meter. Now, what is the velocity midway between the plates? The velocity midway, that is U max velocity midway, is equals to 2 meters per second. So once after getting the input, that's a given data, what's the thing you have to find? You have to find the pressure gradient flow. The pressure gradient flow is simply dP by dx. Pressure gradient flow is nothing but P into pressure capacity dP by dx. Now taking the equation 9.10, what you have that is the formula of this U max, this one, U max, right? So U max is equals to minus 1 by 8 mu. This is the formula to get the pressure gradient. Therefore, U max is equals to minus 1 by 8 mu dP by dou x t square. So substituting U max is equal to 2, that is equal to 1 by 8, 8 into 0.02 dP by dx, t is equals to 0.1. Therefore, pressure gradient dP by dx is equals to, this is a pressure gradient, 2 into 8 into 0.02, 0.01 into 0.1. The value is this one. Therefore, the pressure gradient is minus 3200 Newton per meter square per meter. Then what is the next thing you have to find? The average velocity. Average velocity mu bar. Now taking the value, already మనకి U max ఉంది కాబట్టి, so by taking those equation, U max by U is equals to, so what is the U max? U max by U is equals to 3 by 2. Therefore, U bar is equals to 2U by 3, 2U max by 3, that is equal to 2 into 2 by 3. That is U max. Answer is 1.33. Then what is the discharge? The discharge is equals to area of flow into average velocity. Therefore, area of flow into mass into, so my mass ఇవన్నీ ఇవ్వలేదు కాబట్టి, so what is given here? The width is given. Therefore, the width into thickness into average velocity. The width is 1 and the thickness is 0.1 into 1.33. That is the value of the discharge. So like this, you have to solve the problem for this stationary plates. Next one. Next, a similar problem, but you are having some more extra. Determine the pressure gradient, the shear stress at the two horizontal plates. Third one, discharge per unit meter, discharge per meter width for the laminar flow of oil with the maximum velocity of 2 meters per second between the two horizontal plates, fixed plates, which are 100 mm apart. Given new value. Then what's the given data here, right? The given data, U max is equals to 2 meters per second. So the given data, U max is equals to 2 meters per second. Then the thickness T is equals to 100 mm. 100 mm ante 0.1 meter. Then what is the value of mu? 2.4. Now what is the things you have to find? To find the pressure gradient, shear stress, discharge per meter width. Okay. So pressure gradient, shear stress, and discharge per meter width Q. Now the pressure gradient dou P by dou X. The pressure gradient dou P by dou X is equals to, so the formula what you have written in the last problem, the same formula, take this one. U max is equals to minus 1 by 8 mu dou P by dou X t square. Substituting the value to is equals to 1 by 8 into new value 2.45 into dp by dx into 0.1 square. Therefore, dp by dx is equals to, so taking this right hand side, taking this left hand side and right hand side. So after solving, simplifying this one, so we are getting minus 3924. Okay. Next, what is the second case? Shear stress at the wall tau naught. The shear stress at the wall tau naught is given by the equation. So this is the equation formula. Tau naught is equal to half dp by dx into t. That is equals to half minus 3924. That is the value of dp by pressure gradient into the thickness. Directly you are substituting, you are getting the value. Now what is the discharge? Discharge is equals to mean velocity into area. The discharge mean velocity into area is, what is the mean velocity? 2 by 3. Mean velocity 2 by 3 into u max. That is t into 1. That is 2 by 3 into 2 into 0.1 into 1. That is equals to the discharge. So like this, you have to stop do the problems for this parallel plates, right? So these are the parallel plate problems. The next problem. An oil of viscosity 10 poise flows between the two parallel fixed plates, which are kept at a distance of, what is the distance here? 50 mm apart. Find the rate of flow of oil between the plates if the drop of pressure in the length is 1.2 meter, b 0.3, the width of the plate is 200 mm. So this is also some sort of similar thing, but we got the viscosity is 10 poise. Now, what is the viscosity mu? The viscosity mu is equal to 10 poise. Therefore, 1 poise is equals to 1 by 10 Newton second per meter square. Substituting there, we are getting 10 by 10. That is equal to 1 Newton centimeter meter square. Okay, mu is equals to 1 Newton. Then, what is the thickness here? The thickness is 50 mm apart. Therefore, T is equals to 0.05 meter. Then, what is the pressure drop? Pressure gradient is separate, pressure drop is separate. Therefore, pressure drop is P1 minus P2. P1 minus P2 is equals to 0.03 into 10 to the power of 4 meter Newton meter square kabatti convert into 10 to the power of minus 10 to the power of 4. Sorry, here is centimeter, so not this one, centimeter long. So 0.3 Newton centimeter square kabatti meter lo convert cheste like this. Then what is the length? The length of the plate is 1.2 meter. Next, the width of the plate is 200 mm, that is 0.20 meter. Now, what is the thing you have to find? Find the rate of flow of the oil. Okay, the rate of flow Q call. So, applying the Q formula, P1 minus P2. So, my P1 minus P2 is equals to 12. So, see here. This one, the pressure, this is the pressure law, this is the formula. So applying this formula here, HF or P1 minus P2 rendu okate. But we need the pressure difference kabatti pressure head, if in the question they have given pressure head, pressure head undanukondi, then you have to write HF. Ikkada drop of pressure undi kabatti we are writing P1 minus P2. Therefore P1 minus P2 is equals to 12 mu U bar L into T square by T square. Substituting the values. So P1 minus P2, manaki P1 minus P2 ikkada icharu kabatti substitute the P1 minus P2 minus 12 into mu into U bar into 1.2 length divided by T square. Therefore, mu bar is equals to 0.3 into 10 to the power of 4 into 1 into 0.05 into 0.05 by 12 into 1.2. That is equal to 0.52 meters per second. Now the rate of flow. The rate of flow enti? The rate of flow Q is equals to area into mass. Therefore, average velocity into area. Therefore, 0.05 into B into T. Therefore, 0.05 to B and the width and the thickness. So, substituting these values, finally we are getting 5.2 to 5.2 liters per second. So, that is a discharge rate of flow Q value, right? Next. Next one, the water at 15 degrees centigrade. The water at 15 degrees centigrade flows between two large parallel plates at a distance of 1.6 meters apart. So what is the distance? 1.6 meters. What is the temperature of the water? 15 degrees. Determine the maximum velocity, the pressure drop, the shear stress. If the average velocity is 0.2 meters per second, the viscosity of water is 15 degrees, is given as 0.01. So ఇక్కడ water medium ఇచ్చాడు, but the temperature high ఉంది కాబట్టి the viscosity will increase thereby. The viscosity is 0.01 points. And what's the given data? The given data is what is the thickness? T is equals to 1.6. Therefore, 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 3 meter కింద కన్వర్ట్ చేసుకోండి. That is 0.00116 meter. Next, what is the next given? The average velocity. Average velocity mu bar is equals to 0.02 meter per second. Convert. Next, what is the viscosity? Viscosity mu is equals to 0.01 points. 0.01 by 10. That is 0.001 Newton per meter square. So it is a given data. Then what is the thing you have to find? You have to find the maximum velocity. You have to find the maximum velocity, U max. Therefore, the U max is equals to, this is the formula you have to make a note. So this is the formula. So U max is equals to 3 by 2 mu bar. That is 3 by 2 into 0.2, that is 0.3 meter square. Then what is the second one to find? Pressure drop. Pressure drop ante enti? P1 minus P2, this formula. 12 into mu into U bar into L by T square. Therefore, so the pressure drop is equals to 12 mu U square by T square per unit length. So ఇక్కడ మనకి లెంత్ ఇవ్వలేదు కాబట్టి per unit length తీసుకోండి కామన్ గా. Therefore, dou P by dou X is equals to 12 into 0.01 by 10 into 0.0 by 0.0016 square. That is equal to 937. Next, the shear stress at the walls is given by, this is a formula for the shear stress. Okay, this is a formula for the shear stress. Therefore, T tau naught is equals to minus half dP by dx into T. Therefore, 1 by 2 by the dP by dx into thickness, that is 0.0749 Newton per meter square. That is a solution for this shear stress of the walls whenever we are taking the water at 15 degrees centigrade, right? So like this, we have to do the problems whenever you are getting the problems related to the parallel plates. So parallel plates, the formulas are different, and for laminar flow of Hagen-Poiseuille equation, the formulas are totally different, right? Whenever you are taking a circular pipe, the formulas are so and so. Whenever you are taking the two parallel plates, the formulas are changed. So keep this in mind. So it depends upon the question. Read the question twice or thrice, then come to a conclusion that which formulas and which derivation you have to think, and you have to write the formula, right? Next case. Next heading is loss of head due to the friction in the viscous flow. Next one is loss of head due to the viscous in the friction flow. Due to the friction in the viscous flow. So this formula already we have derived, but I am giving for the remark, for just making a note of making a problems. So the loss of head pressure, the loss of pressure head HF in a pipe of diameter D, in which the viscous fluid of viscosity mu is flowing with the velocity of mu U bar, is given by the Hagen-Poiseuille formula, which we have already derived in the last classes. It is given by HF is equals to 32 into mu bar into L by rho into G into D square. So where here length is equal to, length of the pipe is equal to L, and the pressure, the friction loss of head is given by HF is equals to 4 into F into L V square by D into 2G. So that can be written as 4 into F into L U bar square divided by D into 2G, where V is equals to capital V is equals to small u bar. Here since the velocity in the pipe is always average velocity. So generally in the pipe, if a fluid is flowing, maybe water or any other oil, so generally the velocity will be always equal to the average velocity. That's why in some cases you can write capital V, or in some cases you can write small u bar. So depends upon the question, you can convert capital V is equals to u bar, or u bar is equals to V, right? So this is also the friction, where F is a coefficient of friction between the pipe and the fluid. So coefficient of friction between the pipe and the fluid is given as this one. Therefore, equating this 1 and 2, equating this one and equating this one. So what you are getting? So 32 mu into u bar into L by rho g d square is equal to 4 into F into L into u bar square by 2 d into 2g. So we are getting, since this u bar is equals to V, F pakan pettesi, F is equals to 32 u mu into u bar into L into d into 2g divided by 4 into L into u bar square into rho into g into d square. So even substitute cheste 4. So keep on substituting this one. We are getting 16 mu divided by u bar into rho into d. Therefore, upon simplifying that one, F is equals to 16 into mu rho Vd. That is rho Vd and simply that is nothing but Reynolds number. Therefore, 16 into 1 by Reynolds number. Therefore, coefficient of friction F is equals to 16 into so on. So where this one is the Reynolds number. So F is equals to 16 by Re. F is equals to 16 by Re. That is the thing you have to find. Now, based on this one, we'll do some problems, and later we are having other topic, that is loss of energy in the pipes. So understood? So this is the value of F. So either value of F in the Darcy-Weisbach equation, that is in the turbulent flow, we have derived other coefficient of friction. So the coefficient of friction values separate ga undi. Deeniki coefficient of friction values are separate, right? Now, based on this, we'll do the problems. See the problem. Water is flowing through a 200 mm diameter pipe with a coefficient of friction F is equals to, okay. So water is flowing through the 200 mm diameter pipe. The diameter of the pipe is 200 mm with the coefficient of friction F is equals to 0.04. Next, the shear stress at a point 40 mm, the shear stress tau at a point 40 mm, the shear stress tau at a point 40 mm from a pipe. So the shear stress value and this one from a point and from the wall of the pipe to the towards the water. R. Calculate the shear stress at the pipe wall. Tau naught kanukomani chepparu. Right? See the tau naught kanuko. Shear wall and simply is the formula. Now, what's the given diameter? Given data, the diameter of the pipe is 0.20 meter. The coefficient of friction if F is equals to so and so. Then the shear stress tau is equals to this one. R is equals to 40 mm. Let the shear stress of the pipe is this one. This is the thing you want to find. Therefore, so first to find out whether the flow is viscous or not. If the flow is viscous or not, if Re is less than 1000, it's a laminar flow. Now, what's the thing you have to find? By taking the equation F is equals to, F is equals to 16 by Re, find out Re value. So Re is equals to 16 by 0.04, that is equals to 400. Okay, that is equal to 400. Now, 400 is less than 2000. Therefore, it is a laminar or viscous flow. Okay, laminar or viscous flow. Now, what is the tau formula? Tau is equals to minus dou P by dou X R by 2. But dou P by dou X is the constant across the section. Therefore, there is no variation in the P. Therefore, tau is inversely proportional to the R. So, at the pipe, at the wall radius for 100 mm, and the shear stress is tau by R is equals to tau naught by 100. Tau naught by 100. That is equals to this one. Therefore, tau naught is equals to 100 into this value, substituting this value, you are getting 0.02. Actually, at the pipe, the radius is 100 mm. So actually here it is given as the radius is 200. The diameter is 100, therefore the radius is 100. Diameter is 200, therefore the radius is 100 mm. Therefore, taking those things into consideration, tau by r is equals to tau naught by 100. Tau naught by 100. Therefore, tau naught is equals to 0.0245. 0.0245. Next problem. A pipe diameter 20 centimeters and length is 10 to the power of 4 meter is laid at a slope of 1 in 200. So you are having a change in the diameter. An oil specific gravity is 0.9 and the viscosity is 1.5 is pumped up at the rate of 20 liters per second. That is a Q. Find the head loss due to the friction. Also calculate the power required to pump the well. So this is a generalized question. So you have to think and you have to write. So what is the type of flow on it? You have to think. Now what's the given diameter? The given diameter D is equals to 20 centimeter. Right? Next, what is the length? 10,000 meters. 10,000 meters. And what is the slope? 1 in 2000. 1 in 200. 1 in 200 means slope 1 by 200. Then what is the specific gravity? The specific gravity of the oil is 0.09. Sorry, 0.9. Then what is the density of oil? The density of oil is 1.5 divided by 10. 1.5 divided by 10. Then what is the discharge given? The discharge given is 20 liters per second. Convert into meters, 0.02 meter cube per second. Point 2. Yes. Now the velocity of the flow. So you have to already discharge you have to find the average velocity. Therefore, average velocity or velocity of the flow is equals to Q by area. And what is the Q here? 0.02 divided by area. Therefore, after substituting, we are getting the average velocity. Then once you get the average velocity and you have the other things, you have to find the Reynolds number, right? So the head loss number, we have to find the Reynolds number, RE. RE is equals to the formula rho into V into D by mu. Therefore, substituting these values, we are getting Reynolds number is 763. The 763 is less than 2000. Therefore, the flow is laminar flow or viscous flow. Laminar flow or viscous flow. Now, substituting these values into the coefficient of friction F is equals to 16 by RE, that is equals to 16 by 763.89. We are getting the coefficient of friction is 0.02. So once you got the coefficient of friction, then you have to go for the loss due to the friction, that is HF. HF is equals to 4 into F into L into U bar square divided by D into 2G. Then after substituting those values, F value, L value, U velocity value divided by D into 2G, you are getting 86.50 meter. That is a head loss. Then what is the other condition? The slope of pipe is 1 in 200. Therefore, the height through which the oil to be raised by the pump is slope into the length of the pipe. Then what is the slope? 1 by 200 into the length of the pipe is 10,000. That is equals to 50 meters. Now the total head against the which pump is to be work is equals to H. Total head is equals to HF plus 50. Therefore, HF plus 50 is equals to 136. Then finally, what you have to find? The power required to the pump the oil. The power required P is equals to rho into G, Q into H divided by 1000. That is equals to 900 into 9.81 into Q into H into 1000. That is equals to 24.1 kilowatts. That is the power required for pumping the water into the pipe. So this is a problem related to the parallel plates problem. So whenever you are getting coefficient of friction as well as head loss, you have to do the problems in this way. right? Any doubts up to here? Understood the problems? Or if you are having any problems, let me know. The next topic in this unit is the loss of energy in the pipes. The loss of energy in the pipes. Yes. 115, 115, 145, 155. Right. So in the last classes, so in the previous class, we have discussed about the laminar flow. So on this one. So in the previous class, we discussed about the laminar flow and the turbulent flow problems, right? Now, there, what we have seen, that when the Reynolds number is less than 2000, the flow is laminar flow. Whereas the Reynolds number is more than 4000, we have seen that the flow is turbulent flow. But in this next section, the turbulent flow of fluids through the pipes running full will be considered. So ippadi varaku just the number, whenever it is changing the number, we are considering them as a turbulent flow. But in this section, the loss of energies in the pipes, the turbulent flow, we will take turbulent flow in a full action. So we are not considering the laminar flows. We will take the turbulent flow in the full action, full action. And if the pipes are partially full, as in case of sewer lines. So partially full ante not completely full ante sagam. So pipes తో సగం ఉందనుకోండి. సో ఇప్పటి వరకు మనము full water తో మనము problems చేసాం. See here. So we have solved the problems, the major energy loss by the full problems. Now we will do this case. So whenever the water is half or less than half or more than half, then what happens? What are the considerations in these things? So if the pipes are partially full, in case of sewer lines, or the pressure inside the pipe is same and equal to the atmospheric pressure, then the flow of fluids in the pipe is not under the pressure. This case will be taken in this section of the flow of water through open channels. So if we closed channels, now we will take the open channels and we'll discuss the flow of fluids through the pipes under the pressure only. So initially they are having the pressure, right? But here, so we are taking the open channels and we'll consider the flow of fluids flowing through the pipe under the pressure only. So in this section, we will see the minor losses happening in this case. Then the loss of energy in the pipes. So when the fluid is flowing through the pipe, the fluid experiences some sort of resistance due to which some of the energy fluid is lost, right? So when the fluid is passing through the pipe, it is a partially full or completely filled. The fluid experiences some sort of resistance because of the walls of the pipe or a bend or some places. Thereby, some of the energy of the fluid is lost. Some of the energy of the fluid is lost. So when to regain those energy, we have to pump the water through some electromechanical system. That is other case. But in natural gravity section, whenever the water is experiencing some sort of reaction in the pipe flows, whenever it is taking a bend or pipe fittings or sudden contraction of the pipe or sudden expansion of the pipe, what happens? Some sort of energy is lost. This loss of energy is classified as two things. So the energy losses can be done in two things. One is major energy loss, The other one is a minor energy loss, major energy loss and minor energy loss. So in case of major energy loss, this is due to the friction and is calculated by the formula Darcy-Weisbach equation and Cesi's formula. When coming to the minor losses, this is due to what? This is due to the sudden expansion of the pipe, sudden contraction of the pipe, right? Bends in the pipe, and pipe fittings and obstruction. That is also the obstruction in the pipe. So the next class we'll see about this loss of energy, the major losses energy and the minor losses energy. So here stop the class. We'll continue the class in the next session. So once this class is completed, the video is uploaded in the channel, and this link is forwarded to your WhatsApp group so that you can open the link and you can watch the video, and also send the links to other students those who are not in the class and coming regularly. So thanks for listening to the class. Thank you.